Hello Virgo and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your fortnightly reading for March the 16th through to the 31st. So moving from your opposite sign Pisces into Aries. So that should be a shift that you'll probably notice. And let's see what's come out for you. We've got Pentacle 6 Mercury Taurus and Chariot Moon Cancer Jupiter. Well, you are going to be receiving the gifts of going into the land of your opposite sign and realigning. So whenever you're in your opposite sign energy, like I've said a few times, is that it can present challenges only because it's wanting you to come into alignment with that energy. And so we see here the Pentacle 6. This is gifts of money coming or gifts coming of some sort. So there's a rebalancing happening on your material realm, which is really nice. And next to the Chariot card, Moon, Cancer, Jupiter, this could be something that is expanding around the home as well, which is actually really nice. So this is a little bit of extra time, money, some kind of extra resource that you can put towards something that has been, you want it to be put towards something successful. It's something that potentially hasn't been, you're struggling with or you hasn't been working in your life. It's like right now I've got that extra money to put towards fixing this or doing that or whatever it is that you want to do. So it's really nice energy to come through for you, Virgos, a little bit more to overcome and expand something that's been a bit of a conflict in your life. Not expand the conflict, but to expand the feeling of overcoming it is what I'm trying to say. So, and I do get for a lot of you, this is an energy around the home. So we have Cup 6, Neptune, Scorpio coming through as well. So, you've got the two sixes, which is actually really nice. They represent harmony. They represent comfort. So, and it can actually be that something, there's this nice sense of harmony and comfort that from the past. There's a past memory that's coming back here with this that, it's a nice energy to come through. So, and this is a nice past energy that we're getting here. So let's see what else is coming through. So Virgo, this reading is a general reading. Just take what feels right and leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading. The link for that will be in the description box below. And Virgo, I always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know your sun, your moon and your rising sign, because that gives you a fuller picture of what's going on for you. And also just letting you know I've opened up for personal readings. So if you're interested in that, you might like to click on the link below as well. So let's see what else is coming in for you, Virgo. So it's kind of interesting because it's actually, with all this water, the Neptune, Scorpio energy and the Moon, Cancer, Jupiter energy with the Chariot. I mean, Jupiter's not water, but there's a lot of watery realms here, and that's something that Pisces would have taken you into, that kind of emotional depths, spiritual depths. And it's kind of like you've gone in there and then you've come out with something solid. There's been conflict around it. We see here with this Five of Wands. It hasn't necessarily been the easiest journey. And perhaps you've gone in and seen and addressed a conflict that's been in your life. I love the fact that the Chariot is conflicts ending in victory. So successfully overcoming something that has been conflicted in your life. And the first thing that came out was the Five of Wands, which would suggest conflict. And it's kind of interesting because it kind of feels like part of this conflict has been the motivation to do something as well. With the Six of Cups here coming in, it's saying something from the past. So we're seeing here that it's all being resolved, which is actually really nice. The Queen of Swords coming in, the Eight of Pentacles. This is a Virgo energy, the Eight of Pentacles, and it actually can be a lot to do with your work as well when the Eight of Pentacles comes in, or career, whatever it is you spend a lot of time doing. The Page of Swords in the recent past, the Eight of Swords in the near future. You're presenting as the Two of Wands, so you're ready to step into something new here. The World card, things are completing, which is good because I feel like you're wanting to tie up some loose ends or tie up some ends. Hopes and fears, you got the Two of Cups, so this could definitely be to do with relationships as well. So we've got a bit of everything in here for you, Virgo, with the Two of Cups. And we've got the Six of Swords moving on. Yay. Look, you've got 3 sixes now, if I put them all up. Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords. And like I said, like I said, the sixes represent harmony. They do represent bringing in a more harmonious energy, and we do have the Lovers card at the base. So definitely there's potentially been some sort of conflict around a relationship, and this is a past relationship or a past energy here. And potentially it feels like it's connected to home, childhood. It's got a very solid base to it. So it felt like it was not, this is just not any old fly-by-night relationship. It had a sense that it had a sense of place and time, and it felt solid. So these are sort of some of the things that are coming back with it. So the conflict, being able to overcome something from the past, coming in as the main energy with the Five of Wands and the Six of Cups. And sometimes what that does is it makes it hard to be present sometimes, like in the present moment with some things that are occurring in your life. Interestingly, in your conscious mind, you've got the Queen of Swords, and this is the card of Libra, which is around relationships as well. So we do have the Two of Cups and Libra in this line here. And this Queen of Swords is very much in your conscious mind thinking, I want clarity. I want clarity around this issue. I want to be able to kind of sort this out because interesting with the Chariot cards, the two Sphinxes are going in a very different direction, and Sphinxes speak in riddles. It's been something hasn't made sense about a division or a divide or a fact that something or someone went in a different direction to you. It just feels like you want to bring everything into a focus, like you want to bring something into a singular focus so it all makes sense at this moment in time. So the Queen of Swords is wanting that clarity at this moment in time, having a clear head. And also the Queen of Swords, this is more of an internal energy, a divine feminine energy. So it's very much can sometimes be giving a yes, like saying, I want a yes, a go ahead. This is kind of what, it does feel like perhaps for some of you, this is like a project that you've been working on, and it can be related to home as well, where there's been some sort of conflict, but now there's the go ahead to move forward with something, which is actually really fantastic. That is just a general energy that's coming in anyway. You are getting that. So you can apply that to anything in your life, because interestingly at the base, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is the Virgo card. And I like this coming in as the root of the issue, the base of the issue, because it's like you're playing to your strengths here. You're like applying all the best things about you to the situation and going, okay, I'm going to really work at this. You might be going over some details as well, but really working out at what this is. So this is, what this conflict is in your life. Now, this also can be related to work. Like I said, the Eight of Pentacles does represent work. So, but I do feel like it's just something that you've worked really hard on. In the recent past, you've got the Page of Swords, which is kind of interesting because it's like this is get more information. It feels like things have been, potentially like that sense of something didn't quite make sense. And whenever Neptune comes in, it blurs some of the boundaries with things, especially on an emotional level, or especially to do with like boundaries between people, or, it just feels like there was something that you needed to kind of find more information about with this Page of Swords coming in. And potentially it was like looking for a solution. So whether that solution landed or not, I'm not necessarily sure, because if you did get the solution, it hasn't moved forward yet. It's not necessarily moving forward in the near future as well with the Eight of Swords, because we're seeing, this is limitations, feeling very conflicted and limited in the near future with the Eight of Swords. And this can actually represent limited way of thinking as well. So the interesting thing about this particular character with the Eight of Swords is that those bounds, this character is being bound by, the binding is very loose. So you could easily kind of get yourself out of this. It's just saying that your thoughts, and you can see that you're kind of, wanting a clear head, you're wanting to get more information in terms of, what's going on inside of your mind with these sword energies here. But it's kind of like no matter how much you try, you can't quite see the solution, or you can't quite see how to get past an obstacle in your life, or pass through the conflict. And so it's kind of interesting because we do see that there is a big choice here with the Lovers card. And the Eight of Swords is like, I potentially don't know what to choose, because we can see the Chariot is going one way and the other way. And we can see the two, this is you turning up as the Two of Wands, which is understanding there's a choice, a decision in front of you. And that part of that decision might mean taking something up, doing something new, making a choice that means leaving something behind, letting something go. So this is sometimes where it can feel conflicted, because it's like, do I want to let that go? There is a sense that there's nostalgia perhaps for this. You know, what I'm being shown is that sometimes when you're like, just say you're rearranging your home, and this could be quite literal, it could be metaphorical, like, take it how it feels right for you. And they're showing me this big old antique closet or wardrobe, and it belonged to, just say it was a memory from the past. Maybe you had it from your childhood home, or maybe you've had it for a while, but suddenly there's no room for this. You know, you've got this new energy coming in, and it's like, where do I put that in my life? Because everything's shifting and changing. I've rearranged my home or my sense of self, and now I have no room for this particular closet or wardrobe, whatever you want to call it. And I see it as kind of quite a big, bulky, wooden kind of item. So it's big. It's not easy to just move. It's just not a matter of throw it in the trash or throw it in the bin and off it goes. It's like something that's kind of taken a bit of space in your life from the past energy. And now it's like, I need to find a place to put it. And it can be hard to let that go because there's sentimentality here. And this is part of what the conflict is. There's sentimentality, nostalgia for the past. And this is potentially what is blocking you from moving forward, because it is saying there's something, potentially an object or potentially something that has had quite a space within you. And this doesn't have to be an object. It can just be a relationship or a memory, or however it's presenting. I am, for whatever reason, being shown something quite solid, that it's now time to kind of move on from that. And it's because, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting with the Two of Wands. This is not something that is necessarily emotional, interestingly enough, because I keep getting there's no emotional, or the ties are to do with your memory rather than, and yeah, there could be an emotion in tie, but it's not like a person. It's not like a person or, something that you are responsible for. It's something that you could quite easily leave behind because you don't need it anymore. So if that makes any sense, it's kind of quite particular about what they're showing me is it's not, something that you need. So to be aware of that. Anyway, we've got the World card. So this is the energy around you, which is the completion of a cycle. Things are completing. There is actually and what I'm seeing with a lot of the readings is that there's been a bigger karmic and soul growth cycle that have been completing in a lot of everybody's lives at this moment in time. So this is kind of like also like, can I just get the solution and fix this problem, fix this issue, because I want this to finish. I want this to be completed. I want to move on from this energy that has been conflicting me, and I want to move into harmony. So speaking of harmony, we've got the Two of Cups. This is harmony within relationships. So yeah, I keep being shown the big old closet, and it's kind of like maybe you had clothes in it with somebody else. Like and it's not like I don't want you to get too hooked on the closet image that I'm being shown here, but the wardrobe image that I'm being shown. But it is a sense that it's like what I'm being shown is that just say you had a past relationship and this is where you both held your clothes. And so now you don't hold your clothes in that anymore, and perhaps you don't even have that relationship anymore, but it's a sense you've still got the wardrobe. And it's kind of like you don't need it anymore, but you're attached to the memory, but the memory is not attached to the emotions that are attached to the past. So that's kind of what they're trying to say to me. So, but anyway, hopes and fears, the Two of Cups, is love. Yeah, love, relationships, and that is a hope and a fear. It's harmony within relationships. And so interestingly, we see the Six of Swords. This is moving on. This has been able to move on from something. This is making a big move. So for some of you, this is like you're actually moving house. You could be moving house and you have to make some decisions because you can't necessarily take everything from the old house to the new house. Now, this is metaphorical as well for those who aren't actually quite literally moving, in that you're moving into houses can represent your sense of self. So you're moving into a very different space, and some of the things and some of the old furniture is not going to go with the new space. So it's a matter of decluttering and letting some things go. And so that's why there's some big choices ahead of you. There, one big choice in particular, because it feels like there's one particular thing that is like a big decision whether to keep it or let it go. And so the Six of Swords is, moving on. It can also be the card of travel as well that comes in. So, but it does represent a move. There is a move of some sort, and you do get the answers, you do get the solution, but I can see that you're a little bit conflicted about it. And interesting with the Pentacle 6, right at the top, this is suggesting that there's a rebalancing on the material realm as well. So if you think about feng shui, is what they're showing me, it's like if you had a whole heap of like modern white furniture, just say, and then you've got this big, bulky, dark, wooden, heavy wardrobe, which you keep, they can't get that out of my head, that image. It's like it doesn't go. They don't go. And it's kind of like, it's a sense of, there's a new look. There's a new look that's happening here in terms of what's going on for you and your life. And so, interesting analogies are coming in. Divine wisdom guides me. I'm guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Okay, we're seeing that. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. Fantastic. So I do see you moving forward into something where you're realizing a goal. And like what I was about to say with the Pentacle 6 is that is a rebalancing on a material realm as well, so that you want the harmony around the home. You want the balancing happening when it comes to, and this can be anything on the material realm. This can be your health. I do get home really strongly for you, Virgo, but it can be to do with your career as well. You know, is there something that you need to let go or something that you need to stop eating? It can just be one of those things that you're able to make a big move and move on. So, let's see. Let's pull a charm for you. We have, beautiful. We have the two hearts. I love this. I love this, these little two hearts here, because it also reminds me a little bit of a parent-child energy as well. And that this is the sentimentality, that this could be something to do with and it's not saying you have to throw some sort of family heirloom out or anything like that, but it's just saying there is this lovely trip down memory lane where you are connecting to something that is of sentimentality to you. But it's saying, this is what they keep trying to say the whole time, is that memory is still there. But there's something like on the material realm that you can let go of and still hold on to the memory, if that makes sense. So there's a beautiful connection coming in here, actually, with this love, these two little swans. They're so cute. And it's like an effortless connection when these two come together. It's really, really sweet. So there's this really lovely sense of you're not going to be losing anything. You're not going to be losing connection if you have to throw a few things out, or if you need to move on from something or make a move. You're still going to have like the connections that you need to have, and they're still going to be there. So that's kind of, that's the message, Virgo. So I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now. We're going to see what comes in with this big move, the Six of Swords, where this is all going in the future beyond. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to pull any cards for, we're going to have a look at the limitations around the choice and the choice that's made and all this sort of stuff. And we're going to ask for any clarifiers or any further intuitive messages. And then we're going to focus in on career, money, love and relationships, and really focus in on those three areas and get some specific information around that. And so that's all in extended reading. Would love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below, and usually pin the link to the comments as well. And so, Virgo, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment because that lets YouTube know that you support the channel and helps with the growth of the channel. And take care.